Hey Aries, welcome to your new weekly for April 12th and 13th, depending on where you are across the globe. So please remember, all time is fluid. So wherever you find yourself on the timeline watching this is essentially when you're meant to be watching it. I know there's a lot of common, connective, collective frequencies going on right now. However, I do tend to be picking up on unique storylines too. So I'll pick up on the most strongest storylines, frequencies I call them. And that's for those out there that are seeking, messages the most perhaps. So sometimes the messages are quite practical, sometimes they're quite deep and they're soul messages, soul healing orientated. It all depends, okay? You can find out a little bit more about the work that I do at Indigo Ascension in the description box below. But let's have a look, Aries, and do your theme for the week. Angel assistance. A lot of people are sort of seeking, some higher guidance at this time, wondering why things are happening the way they are, perhaps, or they're looking for solutions despite the fact that they've been able to sort of action. And I think this came up in your reading last week, love. I'm just trying to think. And we talked about the frequency of faith, connecting in and up. Okay, so maybe this is an ongoing theme for you in the second week of April. Look for the signs, look for the rainbows, look for the feathers. Whatever faith unfolding means for you, it's essentially about connecting into an energy that asks us not to demand that we need something tangible to see its movement in our life. It's a feeling within the heart space, essentially, Aries. It's a feeling within the mind that calms it rather than floods it with even more fear, okay? So take heart this week. Know that there is guidance, support around you. Humans come in angel form. We are each other's guides at all times. Reach out. Let's see where that might be applying within the realms of your experience of life, within your reality. You might be connecting into areas that are really engaging in prayer. They might be engaging in their spiritual or religious beliefs. It really doesn't matter, Aries. It is about the alchemy of the energy within, is what I like to call it. However that comes packaged in a belief, a following. It is always about what is true for you. I do see you are in progress mode about something that you are perhaps quite passionate about, a job, a career, a lifestyle, a connection, a relationship. In the past, there was, you were offering your love perhaps, or someone was offering theirs at least, but I do see that you're in review mode now because you're probably looking for something that is a lot more emotionally satisfying than what was on offer, okay? And I do see here you're holding back in many ways because you are sort of questioning whether a situation is right for you. I'm definitely connecting to an Aries that is focused on the realms of love, connection, relationship, okay? What you are looking for, Aries, is something that is a lot more mature than what you've ever had in the past, or what is on offer in this connection within this. Like, I've got two knights here. Okay, I've got two knights, Aries, and I've also got the 7 of Cups. Now, this is having options in the realms of love. The key message with the 7 of Cups, I like to say, is not all that glitters is golden, yeah? Just because everything looks fantastic on the outside, it might not be the one that is exactly right for you and your needs. This is a time of review for you. When the 7 of Coins shows up, you're reviewing your journey to date, you're reviewing all of the lessons in love you've had, our challenges, our heartbreaks, our hopes, and the times our hopes were only met halfway, or whatever the case may be, Aries. This is about you reviewing and getting real and honest with yourself. You're probably even asking for signs. Is he the right one? Is she the right one? Or whatever the case may be. If something didn't quite work out because it wasn't what you were looking for, despite putting your heart out there and having good faith and showing you cared, showing your connection was emotionally important to you, okay? If it didn't quite work out, I do want to say sometimes the divine steps in for very good reason. I do see you're connecting in with yourself now and you're reviewing all of those things, what's important to you, and getting even really practical with that about what is my love language, what is it that I truly want in a connection, what is my ideal. And you know what, when we're faced with global circumstances such as these, for so many of us, you know, we're very quickly connecting into the baseline values we all have and need when it comes to connection, when it comes to communication, when it comes to security, and how much we actually entertained things, connections, people that were so far removed from it. Yeah? So sometimes the divine steps in, Aries, for our own benefit, for our own good. I do see here you're holding back in many ways when the High Priestess shows up. It's intuitive guidance, yeah? But you're definitely holding back from a choice, I feel, because there's two here. It could very well point that there's a decision between two. It could very well just reflect a decision you are reviewing that, yes, this person came in passionate and enthusiastic, and yes, they have even offered their love to you, their feelings, their desire to connect on more permanent, you know, because this is a more permanent, emotional, sort of long-range view, if you like. But I think you're holding back. And you're holding back for good reason. Underneath all of this is essentially the influence of heartbreak. Perhaps you're still processing experiences in the past that have ultimately led to heartbreak, and you're holding back, really listening to your intuition. Maybe in the past you didn't listen to your intuition and it led to heartbreak, and you're engaging that at this time. Okay, you might be connecting into a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's a lot of cups here, but that's also a lot of emotional satisfaction. So I do see in many ways you are reviewing how important the role emotions play within a connection. You know, it's all well and good to have someone that is passionate and exciting, but the Nine of Wands is not a permanent fixture in our lives and not a permanent connection. It's a brief experience, and it's the hormone rush at the start of a connection is what the bloody Knight of Wands is. It doesn't last. Okay? But I could also be talking to an Aries that's looking for passion. Like, you know, some connections are great and they're very stable, but there's no zest in the bedroom. And that's important to so many people too. So I could be talking to Aries that's connecting in with someone that is a combination of both of these energies, you know, passionately creative and enthusiastic and just has that underlying drive for life, but also emotionally stable and secure. I'm not going to say emotionally mature because it is a Knight, but they, at this stage in their life, they know what they want, they know what their heart wants, and this could also reflect you, Aries, okay? Because the Wands are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're engaging your intuition in many ways because you're asking yourself, what nourishes me? Does this nourish me? The Queen of Cups shows up. You could also be a mother. Okay, so does this fit into my bigger picture? Does this fit into what I have going on? What you are actually looking for, because the King of Cups is what is what closes your reading, Aries. You're looking for and despite the fact that you are a fire sign, maybe check out your natal placements, because you might have a water sign within your natal placement, okay? Your rising sign might be water, your Venus sign might be water, your moon sign might be a water sign, okay? So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Emotions are important to you. Emotional maturity, reciprocity, transparency is important to you. You're not just looking to connecting with someone that's a great provider and that's, you know, the sex is great and whatever else. You're actually looking for a genuine and deep emotional connection with someone that is not held back by fear. This is, you know, both of these individuals express free flow. They know how to say I love you without any hesitation. They genuinely mean it. They know how to even say I'm scared to open up straight away, but this is what I ultimately want in a connection, you know, because it's not realistic in new connections to, if someone's shut down, they're shut down for a reason. They're just holding back. They're reviewing things. They're not quite sure. Maybe they're influenced by heartbreak. I do see I'm talking to someone, whether it's you or another person, Aries, that is ultimately influenced by heartbreak of some sort. That does need to go, you know. It is time to decide, because I do see here that if something didn't quite work out with these two energies, yeah, with that Knight energy, if something didn't quite work out, how the experience flows and goes is in the realms of a king or a queen, okay? Whether you're a male or female, same sex or not, you know, this experience had to happen because perhaps, you know, angelic guidance stepped in. Maybe we were all put in lockdown for a reason. That actually feels familiar to your reading a couple of weeks ago. We were all put in lockdown for a reason. Maybe we found out some stuff. Maybe we saw the true colours and intentions of a connection. When everything gets raw and real, you know, you see. And it's not until we spend time with someone over a certain amount of time, like this could even be a 3-year story, but when the connection is new, it's not until we actually go through stuff with another person that we actually see what they're like when they don't have any money, what they're like when they are expressing anger, and how they hold that energy space, and if they let that spill out and touch the people around them. We get to genuinely see what people are like with their emotions, and whether they can actually, you know, freely express them without any fear. So I do feel the influence of heartbreak is at play, but it's about all masks are off when this card shows up at the bottom of the reading. There is an offer of love that's coming. There is a conversation. There is an opportunity to connect. But I think the focus of this reading in particular, where you are at exactly in the timeline right now, Aries, is all about karmic justice and balancing, maintaining a fast view of the opportunities that are ultimately ahead of you and where you're going and what you want, getting crystal clear about what you want in the realms of love. Trust your intuition. It's strong for you this week, you know. Someone is juggling, and that's why I mentioned the two. Someone, yourself or another, could certainly be juggling choices, options, because when I see this and this, because when I see these two Aries, okay, so the Two of Coins and the Seven of Cups is telling a story about someone that is ultimately juggling their options in love. And that could be as simple and basic as someone that's juggling 2 points in the timeline, what I used to want in love and what I want moving forward. Yeah, it could also point to someone juggling 2 options, because these are options. Okay, so I thought I'd raise that because there's a karmic balancing here. There's a karmic balancing about options, but maintaining hope. Okay? And what you ultimately get in the end is emotional maturity. This is the kind of man you marry. You know, the King of Cups, the King of Coins. But there's a lot of emotion here. Okay, so if I had the Emperor on the table, for example, and I had the King of Pentacles, the King of Coins, it's a very practical provider, but there's going to be no emotional fulfillment there. And I do see I'm talking to an Aries that's looking for deep emotional fulfillment, despite the fact that you're a fire sign. That, you know, you might have strong water energy within your chart. You could very well be dealing with a water sign, okay? And what you're looking for, though, is emotional nourishment. So like I said, not all that glitters is gold. Just because our head might tell us one thing, it is our heart. It's our heart and our intuition, Aries, that tells us quite another thing. You know, definitely follow your head, but use your heart as well. You know, how does the saying go? Follow your heart, but use your head. But on this channel, we also use our intuition more than anything, okay? So I do see in many ways you're looking for that emotional nourishment, that, you know, you're wanting clarity within it, but you are done. You are done with the youthful connections, the youthful ways in which you found yourself relating, connecting, finding similar kind of repeating patterns is what I want to say. You are done with that. What you're ready for is looking for someone that is looking for exactly what you're looking for. Someone that's ready to invest exactly the same amount, you know. This is the other half. This is, you know, I don't use the terms lightly, you know, soulmates, twin flames. This is the other half of you, the one you've been looking for, the one you are ready to settle down and give your heart to. That's what you're looking for, Aries, you know. It's time to truly process this and everything you have learned about it, because it was of purpose. It has brought you on a journey to take you to where you are today in review mode, to decide every time we are tempted, every time something pops up as an option, Aries, doesn't mean it's right for us. When we deeply know ourselves, when we deeply know who we are and what we want, we don't have to accept every cup that is offered to us. I see there's communications of love coming your way, but you've got a lot of clarity. A lot of clarity, and you are cutting away something. You are getting clear, you are leveling up. So there certainly is, you know, when the Ace of Swords shows up, you know, you're coming into a union that ultimately changes everything. You want something that is practical, that doesn't feel like the burdens of the past. So if connections have felt burdensome, dramatic, just not, you know, not authentic, is what I keep feeling in this reading. You're looking for this. You're looking for the one, the wife, the husband, yeah? That's the marriage. The Six of Wands is the marriage card. The Six of Coins is reciprocity. Okay, equal give and take. Maybe I'm talking to an Aries that's given way too much. Maybe used to fund the relationship when the Six of Coins shows up. The two sixes are harmonic. Okay, harmony. That's what you're looking for. All right, and what you do end up with is another individual that is looking for exactly what you are too. So when something crosses your path, Aries, that doesn't resemble what you're looking for, who you are, you'll know it. You'll know it immediately. And when we don't know because we haven't taken the time to establish that fact, sometimes the divine steps in to help us out. I feel like I'm talking to an Aries that this is a similar storyline from a couple of weeks ago, from your reading from a couple of weeks ago. So I do see the energy still committing, because, you know, it's about dealing with the heartbreak, the disappointments, reviewing the journey and everything, and then just deciding what your commitment is going to be. Yeah? What's going to fit into the picture of emotional nourishment, sustenance, all the things that are important to you. Practical stuff is important to so many of us, but so too is emotionally connecting. Yeah, you want the passion and drive. That's who you are. You are the divine fire, but you want emotional reciprocity. And you're deciding with a full heart what it is that you will offer your cup of love to, because you'll know it when you see it and feel it and intuit it. I just feel like I need to get a timing card for you, because I can feel you're in a healing space. Gemini season, okay? So when the King of Swords shows up, it is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Maybe some key transitions were happening for you in Aquarius season recently. So that was January, February. Maybe by June, you're ready to put yourself out there, talk, have conversations. This is a no bullshit kind of energy too. You're getting crystal clear on who you are, what you want, what you deserve, and what you will invest your heart in. May the angels be with you as you travel. Look for the rainbows, look for the feathers. And put it out there, have fun with that, you know. It's not about getting super obsessive, it's actually just having fun with it. You know, when you do get a feeling about someone, ask for guidance, you know, show me a positive sign that I clearly see and understand that this is a good connection for me to explore. But be mindful and heartful that all connections are of purpose. And when we are learning about love, sometimes we have to learn what love is not. So when we're working on a soul level like that, it's one thing to say, I just want to love myself. Show me how. we will be shown every way in which we have not loved ourselves. So I don't know if that applies, but I felt like I had to say it. It's about going on a journey to the depths of who we are and what we want and what our idea of love is. So, okay, Aries, get clear. Know that you are guided and protected always. But when we are clear about who we are and what we want, we can automatically interpret the mirror that comes up in our lives, and we know if it's a temptation to decide I'm going to go against that, or if it's a clarification that it is what we want. Alrighty, enjoy your week. I'll see you next week.